Hello everybody, my name is Coglam3639. Welcome back to another video. Today in this one is just going to be a little quick video of explaining what my experience was with the this past weekend's event of Duel Extravaganza. I did join the main event. So how the main event was is basically, I think, how a YCS goes, but I never been to a YCS. But a lot of people were comparing it to how YCS goes. We played 8 rounds of Swiss, and then we got our tops cuts after that. So yeah, this is going to just be my experience with that. I'm just going to kind of explain. There's really nothing else to the video, so if you don't want me to do that, or you don't want to watch, that's completely fine. This is kind of my excuse for not uploading on Saturday too, is because because they had little events during the weekend as well. Like Saturday they had a giant card event. I didn't participate, but my friend did, and he needed my webcam, so I decided to just head over there and cheer him on as well. So yeah, but let's just go into the main event. So on Sunday, I was actually signed up for the Sunday Giant card because I thought I couldn't sign up for the main event for some reason. Then I figured out I did, and then so they transferred me from the Sunday Giant card event to the main event. But since they transferred me late, I had to actually take a round 1 loss. So meaning the first round was just a loss for me immediately. Now the deck I was controlling where it was for Noble Knights. This is kind of just how the deck is looking. This is how the deck looked like, so that's why it's pulled up. I'm not going to really go into it. I do have it over there. I just don't want to pull it out and separate it all across my desk right now and then just show you. I think just showing you here is perfectly fine because I'm not going to explain the deck anymore. But if you do want me to make somewhat of a deck profile on this, just let me know. But I've already done one. But this is similar to the one I did, the Inferno Knight deck profile I did. I just added hand traps into here, and that's about it. So going into game 2, I already took the round 1 loss. I'm sorry, I'm somewhat tired as well because this was a 12-hour event for all 8 rounds, so it took a while. So I was kind of tired. I didn't go to bed until like midnight for me, and then I woke up just at 6 o'clock. So I'm still like somewhat tired. But ignore me. Going into round 2, I was going with them for Noble Knight deck just to see what I can do with it. I only joined the tournament just because I wanted to see how I can do. COVID-19 and stuff. I can't go to locals here because we just shut down again. So yeah, so I was just like, okay, let's just see how I do. So I ended up versing a dinosaur deck in round 2, and first game he absolutely drew nothing. He just drew Gamma twice. He did Gamma me once, and then he drew into 2 Lost World and then 2 Gammas and a Driver in hand. So meaning he had nothing in hand, so he had to give up game 1 to me. And then going into game 2, there was really nothing I can do either. I didn't draw any hand traps or anything like that. Then game 3, it was kind of similar. I just couldn't do anything. So I took another round 2 loss. So I'm going 0-2 at this point. So now going into round 3, I versed a pirate deck, I think is how you would call it. Versus the Infernobles. I just beat him my first game 1. So it was a pretty good field for me. I set up my combo board and he couldn't do anything. Game 2, he did have torrential tribute for everything, and unfortunately I couldn't get gear field on the field without gear, so I was kind of screwed. He attacked for game at that point, but I did put up some of the competition, but that torrential tribute kind of screwed me up. And then game 3, I kind of just did the same combo again and just screwed him over. So now I'm going 1-2 at this point. I am going to round 4 now. So round 4, what did I verse? Oh, I versed a Invoked Shadal deck, a pure Invoked Shadal. Not like Shadal, Dogmatica, stuff like that, just pure Invoke Shadal. This was interesting. Game 1, he went first. He didn't really do anything. He just had to set 2 pass, and then during my turn, he activated Shadal Fusion to get Winda onto the field, which kind of locked me out because I accidentally special summoned Oliver by his own effect when I could have just easily just normal summoned him instead. I think I was just trying to preserve the normal summon, but then again, I didn't know the deck I was versing. And then, you know, he kind of stalled off a little bit. But my next turn, I did draw Gear Field, and I did have an equip spell, so I did manage the equip spell to sell in Gear Field. And then he just, from that point, it was basically Gear Field beat down because there was really nothing else I could do, and I knew Gear Field was a problem for him. So yeah, so that ended game 1 with just a Gear Field beat down. And that's why Gear Field's so good. I think I'm going to put 3 in this deck now. But now going into game 2 in that round 3, or round 4, my bad. He went first again, and he drew Alistair, and he did almost win Alistair. I did Infinite Imperance it, and he literally had nothing else. He had no hand traps. He had a pass turn on it and had no hand traps. Again, I went full combo. I felt so bad for him. I knew he was somewhat pissed that he couldn't do anything, but I did 2-0 him for round 4, so that gets me to 2-2. Now in the third game, if I can try to remember what the third game was, because I get confused. So round 3 was versus an Amazon deck, Amazoness deck or whatever. So kind of similar in their combos with trying to get 2 tails and then set up combos from there. So game 1 I took easily. I just got my whole combo onto the field. And I had Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler in hand, so it was just even more better for me. Game 2 he did game me. I could not draw hand traps, and then, you know, if you can't draw hand traps and they can go full combo on you, you really can't do anything. So yeah, he gained me at that point. And then game 3 I again went full combo on him, and yeah, he couldn't do anything. So I won round 3, and then going into so that was round 5. So going to round 6, who did I verse in round 6 now? If I can try to remember. Okay. So in round 6, I versed a Prank Kids deck. So so I versed. This is an interesting story. This was probably the most intense game out of all of the matches I had. So in round 6, I did verse a Prank Kids, but before we started, we did have a check for our deck. So his deck was perfectly fine. My deck, so I forgot to include TG Striker in the deck. So I had to take a round 1 loss, and luckily I had 42 cards at that point, making my deck to 41. So I was still able to duel. But I don't know how the hell I forgot TG Striker. But yeah, I did have to give me the game 1 or round 1 loss. So we're going immediately to game 2. So going into game 2, he already up 1, but I was able to choose, and I did go full combo on him. He was able to do nothing at that point, so we just immediately went to game 3. Game 3 was interesting because he ended up going first, and then he played There Can Be Only One with his Prank Kids, the Link 4 the Prank Kids have, and then There Can Only Be One in the backfield, and then basically pass turn. Now, what's interesting enough, I actually was playing through it. I had Super Quantum in hand, and then I had normal summon Plague Spreader. Then and I just took Plague Spreader out. That's not good. Oh, it's A, that's right. Plague Spreader. I did not want to take you out. So I normal summon Plague Spreader. Go into a Synchro 7, which I do not have in here. What the hell do I not have it in here for? Oh yeah, because I didn't control Access Code Talker. That's right. I went into the Power Tool Dragon. Yeah, so I went into Power Tool Dragon, which is a machine, so I was able to keep going and stuff like that. And then I forget what I used Plague Spreader's effect again, and then for some reason I summoned Oliver. I think I was trying to give him a choice: are you going to let me go to Borload, or are you going to let me go into Charles? But he did Nibiru. But the Nibiru had 67 attack and then 63 defense, because you have to count his Link 4 as well as 3,000 attack, and then he had one of his Prank Kids monster on the field. So basically, after that, he played Mystic Mine. He set rotation, and then he put the Prank Kids field spell on mine, and then he put Mystic Mine on his field, and basically it was just him stalling off as much as he can. But he did screw up because he got 2 monsters onto his side of the field. He had Verte Anaconda and Verte Anaconda Animal. The other card doesn't matter because, so he knew he fucked up. He immediately passed to me. We were given a 3-minute time extension because we were checking our decks. So we were given a 3-minute time extension, which helped me because the judge came in during his end phase and he was like, well, the game's over, and then we reminded him that we had a 3-minute extension. So he was kind of stalling off. He activated his Prank Kids spell Continuous that can shuffle back or add Prank Kids back to his hand. Or yeah, I think that's what it did. So he was kind of stalling off. So he asked me to cut. I said just leave it how it is. Immediately went to my turn. I attacked. I went to battle phase, attacked with the Nibiru token against Verte Anaconda, doing 60, so it was 67 minus 500, 63 damage, and he was at 64 life points at that point. So he was left at 100 life points, and then immediately after I attacked, the judge did call time once again, meaning I did win game 3. So me going into the round 5 already with a loss, or I think round 6, my bad, already with a game 1 loss because I forgot to put TG Striker in my deck list. Winning game 2 because of my combo, and then him screwing up because, or just messing up and going into me barely winning game 3 just because he misplayed, and because he had me at lower life points. He had me at 41 life points at that point. So it was just like, I have to deal damage to him somehow, and he screwed up, and I did get the game 3 win. So at this point, I'm on a 4-game winning streak. How long is this video? My bad. I'm 11 minutes. I'm sorry about that. But they'll end up quickly because going into round 7, I was on a 4-game winning streak, 4-2 at this point. I ended up versing a Virtual World deck, which kicked my ass. I ended up I totally forgot what deck I was versing because I wanted to control Virtual Worlds during this event, but that deck is still getting shipped out to me right now, so I couldn't. So I had to use my Infernoble Knights. It was I totally forgot what deck I played. I infinite Imperials like Croc Dragon because I thought I didn't need the infinite, and then he pulled out FVD, and I totally forgot. I was like, oh yeah, the Virtual Worlds use that card, don't they? So I just wasted infinite for no reason. Yeah, he 2-0'd me. It was no competition for him. And then going into the last round, round 8, 4-3 at this point, but 4-2 based on duels. I versed another dinosaur deck, and then he 2-0'd me too. So yeah, so at the end of it, my official record was 4-4 with 12 points. But technically in duels, I did play because I did get the round 1 loss. I was 4-3. So yeah, pretty interesting. I did get 72nd place in the event. I didn't top 64. I was literally 1 point off. I was at 12 points, and then 64th place was 13 points. So I was literally 1 point off and trying to make it a competition to get into top 64. So that game, the round 1 loss ended up kind of screwing me. So yeah, but if they ever do, I hope they do these events once again, especially during the COVID. This is probably the best way to hold something like this, a big major event like Duel Extravaganza, because this was so fun. This was so fun. Even though it took 12 hours to complete, it was super fun to do. So yeah, that was just kind of me explaining what my experiences with Duel Extravaganza was. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. This is kind of my excuse for Saturday, not uploading Saturday. I will upload this Saturday. I do have a video in mind. I do have the virtual deck shipping out to me. It's more updated than my last deck profile. So expect another virtual world deck profile in the coming week, hopefully. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.